Gaming in education has been around for quite a while, and it's not anything new, but I think we're pushing into this digital age where games are becoming more digital and less of the expectation is that the game is a set of flashcards in the room or something of that nature. So, diving into it, what do you see as the benefits of using games in education? The biggest benefit that I can see is this idea of motivation. And the readings in the video talk a lot about the idea of motivation and problem solving. Games can get students to persevere in problem solving, where if you just gave them the problem without the game, they might give up from the challenge. But gaming in itself, it's made so that you're challenged throughout. The most popular games challenge you to a level where it's extremely difficult to beat higher levels. And that's part of the intrigue. It draws us in. And in education, it's the same thing. Sometimes it's very hard to draw students into a problem and get them to persevere in solving a problem. But gaming offers the ability for the student to immerse themselves into the problem and overcome it. There's a sense of accomplishment whenever somebody beats a level in a game, but sometimes the same accomplishment isn't felt whenever you're just trying to solve the problem as it's given. So I think for gaming, it allows for this idea of motivation and perseverance, where traditional curriculum probably didn't do the best job at helping kids persevere. If they were internally motivated, then they probably persevered. But students that really struggle with this whole idea of motivation and persevering through a problem benefit greatly from using games. I think it also reiterates and reinforces some of the topics that are taught. They're much more likely to remember some of the things that they do within games just because of the elements that it includes. Uh, the more fun you can make it, the more of an impression it's going to be. And then, what are some of the games that you have used in teaching or training? I remember when I first started teaching, it was all about needing games for your smart board, something to project where kids could touch and interact. So, I mean, that was Jeopardy, Deal or No Deal, uh, class games like that. As far as games that I've used in teaching, I kind of moved away from just creating the games myself. And one of the biggest tools that I used as a project was my students had to come up with a game for the curriculum that was being taught. And there were specific requirements, but other than that, they were free to create any game they wanted, whether it was a board game, it could be digital. So I had students that were very good at coding and could actually create video games, and they created games based on the curriculum that was being taught. So I think that playing games and being consumers as students, I think that's great, but whenever you can get them involved in the creation part, then that's even better. Um, One of the things that I see being a big deal currently is this whole idea of gamification of content, where through LMSs or other means, you start allowing kids to earn badges and certificates, things of that nature. I think that's kind of a low end of gaming, but it's definitely a gaming element because once you complete a certain topic or you complete a certain assignment, then you can earn this badge. And I think that's an element of gamification that we're going to see come into the mainstream of education fairly soon, especially with learning management systems being more and more utilized. These things actually are able to go digital a lot easier in the past, because in the past it was more like a sticker and now it's a badge. So instead of getting a sticker on your page, you'll get a digital badge. And I mean, that's pretty much that element of gaming that I think will be widely used. I think within the next year, possibly 2 years, badging will be one of those things that's mainstream in classrooms where it's available.